that it has the nature of spirit, whereas things of matter have the nature of matter. So what is the nature of spirit? In Sanskrit, it's Sat, Chit, Ananda. Everything spiritual is eternal. Chit, fully conscious, and Ananda, fully blissful. So that spiritual sound vibration purifies the negativity of the material consciousness. Because the material consciousness is temporary. Temporary means you have a beginning and you have an end. Just like this body, this material has a beginning and an end. What do we call the end?
Death.
Death, exactly. Not everybody likes that word. So anything material comes to an end, decays and becomes zero, finished. But this mantra is eternal. It's full of consciousness. Matter is unconscious. And the spiritual sound vibration of the mantra is fully blissful. Whereas the body is inert, without emotion. So the emotion we experience is coming from the consciousness, which is part of our spiritual nature. So the mantra purifies the negative things in our heart so our natural spiritual nature can come out again. So sometimes I give the example of being in jail. If you're a criminal, you're put in jail. So our divine love in our heart has been put in jail in our heart. Our heart has become a jail. And the bars are lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, politics, prejudice, pride. You know, we don't have to go on. All these things. Those are the bars preventing us from coming out and experiencing our pure spiritual nature. So the mantra, man means the mind, tra means to liberate. So the mantra liberates our consciousness from the material conception by purifying the heart, purifying our consciousness. So that all that's left is that pure, divine, spiritual nature. So that we now see through the eyes of divine love. We speak through the words of divine love. We act the actions of divine love for the benefit of everyone. Because now that I've come out of that suffering condition, I want to help others. Prabhupada told me one time, this is very interesting. He said that I'm delivering this knowledge. This is the knowledge of Krishna. How to get out of this material world, how to purify our consciousness. And I'm delivering it to you, and you are meant to share it with others. He said, if you don't share it with others, if you just keep it for yourself, you have the mentality of a thief. So that was a little strange to hear. And then he described the mentality of a thief is that he takes the property that belongs to someone else and keeps it for himself for his own benefit. And he says this knowledge doesn't belong to you or me, it belongs to Krishna. But the quality of a sadhu is that he takes that knowledge and shares it with others. And this is called the Sankirtan movement. This is the parampara system, where each generation benedicts the next generation with this knowledge. So Prabhupada came to the West and he brought us this knowledge. He performed his duty to give this knowledge to the next generation. And he instructed us to now give it to the next generation, which is you. And you have to give this knowledge to the next generation after you. And if you don't do that, then the parampara stops at you. Do you want that? It came to an end at you and it didn't continue anymore. So we have to share with others. To be part of that you first consciousness, that you first mentality, so that all these qualities that we read about will manifest themselves in complete fullness in our life. Now this is what we want. Let's look at these qualities again. Is this what we want in our life? Fearlessness. Fearlessness. That you do everything with courage, beyond fear. How about purification of one's existence? Yeah. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge. We could go to the movies or we can read, mundane literature. But how will that help us? So we want to cultivate spiritual knowledge. Charity. Charity means to help others, to share with others. Sharing means caring. Because you don't share with people you don't care about. But you share with people that you care about. So sharing means caring. And the more you care for people, the more love you have for all other living entities, and the more you want to share with them. Just like we're vegetarian. Vegetarian means that we care for the other living entities in the animal bodies. We don't want to be part of killing them, of putting them in a state of fear. We don't want this cruelty in our life. So we boycott all these unmentionable items that people eat because of the consciousness that we have of caring for the other living entities. But we should also care for the human beings. We tend to label people. He's like this, she's like that. This one's in Maya, that one's not in Maya. But Krishna doesn't see like that. Krishna says, Suridam Sarvabhutanam, that I'm the well-wisher and the best friend of every living entity. Gyatva Mam, and anyone who understands this about me, Shantim Richati, will attain peace in their life. So Suridam, the word Surid, Su means sweet and Hrid means heart. Krishna is saying here, although he's saying I'm the best friend and well-wisher, at the deeper level he's saying that everyone is my sweetheart. I have a sweet heart for every living entity. Krishna has a sweetheart for you. He has a sweetheart for you. He even has a sweetheart for me. So how do I reciprocate with that? Because Gyatra Mam, if I understand this, and understanding means I live according to that. Because if I don't live according to that, it means I haven't understood it. Correct? Do we agree? So, Gyatva Mam, understanding this, Shantim Richati, then I attain peace. That means free from stress, free from anxiety, free from lamentation, free from anger. Is that what we want? That's what we want. So we've been given this information. This book, Bhagavad Gita, is full of information. Now, is this a book of theory or a practical book? Who says this is a theoretical book? Who says this is a practical book?
It's both.
Both. Who said both? Yeah, it's both. Because if you don't apply it in your life, it's just theory. You understand? If you don't live this, it's just theoretical. When you live it, it's practical. So when it's theoretical, this is just information. But when you apply it in your life, this becomes knowledge. Clear? Now, when does knowledge become wisdom?
when you share with others.
But in knowledge, we're also sharing with others. Well, when we gain experience, yeah, that's definitely on the path to the right answer. It's when we attain the full consciousness, when our every thought, our every word, and our every action is in line with Krishna's teachings. It's all one. It's all for the benefit of others and all for the service of Krishna. Then we have wisdom. We've now eliminated all the negative things all the bricks in the wall are gone, the bars have been melted away, and our true constitutional position as a loving spiritual being to benefit everyone on the planet becomes manifest. There's only two positions you can have on this planet. Either, number one, you're a benefit to every living entity on the planet, or you're a burden to every living entity on the planet. Depending on our consciousness. From the animal's point of view, okay? From the point of view of the animals, which living entity is the most destructive on this planet?
Human beings.
Human beings. That's us. From their point of view, we're the most destructive, the most dangerous, the most cruel, the most heartless. That's from their point of view. Because that's what they're experiencing from human beings. Therefore, in the Vedas, it's described that living beings, human beings that have this negative type of mentality are called dvipada pashu, two-legged animals. Not really human beings. So, all of us have come here tonight because we are interested in the spiritual life. We want to mold our consciousness and our activities and our thoughts and our words to be completely spiritual. That's why we're here. Am I correct? Is that why we're here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's the first reason why we're here. There's two reasons why we're here tonight. The second reason why we're here tonight is that in all our previous lives we were unsuccessful in accomplishing this. And now here we are again, trying again in this life. And what about the next life? Are we going to be again sitting in a class in the next life, and the next, and the next? It's up to you. It's your choice. But I came to the realization some years back, I just said, enough. That's it. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is going to be my last life. I'm finished. I'm going back to Godhead in this life. I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to stop finding fault, stop speaking ill of other people, and try and follow these teachings and inculcate them in my life to the best of my ability, and associate with those people that will inspire me to go deeper and deeper into this Krishna consciousness. So I want to say one more thing, and then we'll bring this talk to a close. We speak about Krishna consciousness, but in Sanskrit, the word Krishna consciousness is not there. The word is Krishna Bhavnamrita. Bhavnamrita, what does it mean? Amrita means nectar. Amrit, nectar. Bhavna means your emotions, your feelings. So in Sanskrit they say Krishna Bhavnamrita, the nectar that you're tasting and experiencing from the emotions and feelings you have for Krishna. That's what we have to attain. So Krishna consciousness is just the first step. Let's become conscious of Krishna. But then we have to develop that feeling that emotion, that love, and whereby we'll experience that amrit, the nectar of that divine love for Krishna, Krishna Bhavnamrita. And when I experience that, when that comes into my consciousness, when that comes into my heart, then I fit into the spiritual realm. And then my name is put on the invitation list. Please come home back to Godhead. And they send a flower airplane to bring you back home at the time when you're ready to leave this planet. So keep that in mind. Krishna Bhavnamrita. Okay. So someone wants that we should just chant these. So, well, as I said earlier, we're going to stop at this point. But keep this in mind. Krishna Bhavanamrita, the nectar that you're experiencing from your feelings for Krishna. This is the goal. This is what we want to taste. This is what we want to experience. This is the prayojana, the ultimate goal of our bhakti yoga practice. So are there any questions? Yes.
When we say God Premanandi and when we say Krishna consciousness, what's the relationship and what's the difference?
Well, Gaur Premanande, actually, not Premanandi. Premanande, in ecstasy, in the bliss, ananda, of prem, of pure love for Lord Chaitanya. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol, let's chant his holy names, the holy names of Krishna. Okay, Hari is Krishna. So what it means is that we are offering gratitude. We're saying thank you to Lord Chaitanya, who brought us this teaching, who gave us this knowledge, who elucidated this knowledge to make it so clear that even the most foolish person can understand it. Previously, the acharyas or the swamis and rishis and yogis who tried to explain this highest tattva, but they couldn't explain it in such a way that even the most conditioned soul could understand it. But Lord Chaitanya has explained it in such a way that even a child can understand, even a meat-eater can understand, even a criminal, a murderer can understand. And we've experienced that by going into the jails and preaching to people, and they get it. So Gaur Premanande, in the ecstasy, in the bliss of divine love for Lord Chaitanya, we're going to chant the holy names of Krishna, which is his instruction. Hari Hari Bol. Because Harinama, Harinama, Harinama Eva Kevalam. There's no other way to purify the consciousness than the divine names coming from the spiritual realm of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna.